I think it's a major milestone, taking over InsureTech crap from Dave. It's quite a thing.
Sure.
It's a major milestone.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's not easy, right?
No, never thought it would be easy, which is why, I told Rothio, I was like, look, I need you to co-host with me. Rothio asks the best questions too. She's great. She's such an awesome subject matter expert. I provide the pretty face.
Give her the pretty face and the knowledge and that combination of English Spanish accent.
Right.
Respect goes with
respect.
Nice
combination.
Yeah,
it's a nice combination.
No, it's hard. You need to schedule.
So
the speaker and everything needs to align. So
okay.
you need to align so many.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And we've got obviously the event, coming right up too. So it's interesting. It's mayhem. I have a renewed respect for podcasts and podcast hosts in particular, because there is a ton of work that goes into it. A ton.
Well, is there anyone in the insurance or InsureTech industry that is doing the podcasting as a career? Because for most of us, it's it's a passion, it's a hobby, it's something like that. Although we have all the lights and the mics and stuff, and I've been planning to replace this mic for a while, and every time I go like, well, it's actually a pretty good mic. It's like once you jump into the deep end, you can and I can have a different lens, and I need that specific light with this luminance, and but. Is there anyone who is actually a professional who is making money from content? And I'm not talking conference content.
Not entirely sure. I don't think anyone does it completely full time.
Well, here is a shout out to someone who actually write in comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that that notification button. And this is why it's funny, I never really promote the YouTube channel, but maybe I should and turn that into a full career. The niche. I don't know, what will be the niche? I've been talking in the past 2 years mainly on fundraising and M&A in insurance. Yeah, that will be a niche. How much content do we have for that? Not that much. It's super exciting. It's like, I don't know, M&A or UFC. It's like, yes, everyone wants to hear about that specific topic. And what next in innovation in insurance? No, but sorry, Bill. You were saying you have the podcast and, of course, working on the show.
Right. Yeah, so what's new in the Vegas show? Wrap. Yeah, so Wrap launched a few weeks ago now. We have our next episode coming up actually tomorrow with Nigel Walsh, from who was an ITC, like one of the OGs. We're talking about, when we originally approached him back 9 years ago, for our very first show.
EY? Or what was
EY, it? Yeah, I think it was going from EY to Deloitte. And he said it was Jay and I on the call. He said, look, I don't know what you guys are trying to accomplish here, but it sounds like you want me to go on a jolly. And Jay and I looked at each other. We were like, a jolly? What's a jolly? What's a jolly? So you've lived in London. You understand the term, right? He thought we were trying to hoodwink him, essentially, to come out to Vegas, because he just thought Vegas gambling, all this other stuff. We're like, no, we're actually having a conference about the future of insurance, about digitization in insurance. It's going to be in Vegas because, hey, no one has really any clients in Vegas. Like if you go to New York, you're going to spend all your time not at the conference, but talking to clients. If you go to San Francisco, you're going to spend all your time on Sand Hill Road trying to raise money or what have you. You're talking to your LPs. In Vegas, you're going to go to the conference sessions and see the expo hall and all that good stuff. So that's why we're doing it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, sounds interesting. Yeah, as we told him who else was going to be there, it was like Brian Dupereau was going to do the keynote and what have you. He was like, oh, wow, okay. So that's going to be a fun story to to go through with Nigel again. Now he's just with ServiceNow, and I love the fact that he puts out a great read every week on LinkedIn. A great
Does he
little like
now?
newsletter. Oh, if you haven't subscribed to that, it's
Yeah,
spectacular.
no, I need to check my
Yeah,
it's
brilliant.
my there were changes in LinkedIn, and I'm actually trying to figure out what happened to their algorithm. There are people that I haven't seen for their posts for many years. I see my kind of impression count just dropped
Yeah.
in
A
a
lot of
way, and
delayed stuff too. They're starting to show stuff like a week or 2 weeks later. Like if you don't see it immediately after it's
no,
posted, then you'll see it like in a week. Very
maybe.
strange. Very strange. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
changed it
think
up.
that they kind of played with their algorithm as kind of a social network because they want you to get, hey, do you want to promote this? At this point, your post is only available for, I don't know, 500 people. And I was like, I have like 15,000 people in my network. And most definitely this will be, I don't know, for 30% of them. So let's round it up for 50,000. Yeah, should they should see that, not 10% of that.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
strange.
very
It's odd.
interesting in terms of the different impression. And then they are all about, hey, by the way, do you want to boost it? It's going to cost you only $500 or something like that. And as a result, that's why I'm surprised that yes, I didn't know about it because
Yeah,
there is a good chance that the algorithm decided that Nigel is not that important to me, and it's saddening. It's
yeah.
very saddening. Now he had
Highly
a very
recommend.
interesting.
Highly recommend. Yeah,
Yes,
just go
we'll
go
check
to
it
his
out.
site and just check what he posts, and go to his individual page. Look at his posts. He's on. It's like every other week or so, but really insightful thoughts about a variety of things, usually technology related. Just
Hmm.
yeah, all kinds of. There's a little bit of like high tech. This is what's happening in the world of high tech. A lot of AI, agentic AI talk or whatever. But also, there was a recent story which I had read in the Washington Post, which is my local newspaper. I'm one of these old school cats. I used to actually work in the newspaper business and developed a technology that
No
helped
kidding.
to change newspaper sales or what have you. But that's another story for another day. But I read the old school paper. I get it, delivered to my driveway, and there was a story about people hiring like consultants to get into sororities and how that's
Say
a big
what
business.
again?
Like in the young women who are trying to get into college sororities, particularly
Okay,
in the South, like in the SEC, right? Super competitive. They're hiring consultants to help them through the rush process. So he covered that story
interesting,
also, which is very interesting. So it's a really eclectic mix of, just all kinds of things.
interesting.
Yeah,
Huh?
very very interesting newsletter. Highly recommend it for people, particularly if you like to read a lot.
I stopped reading
Like
everything
deeper
is audio.
dives. Okay, okay.
I stopped reading.
And
Well,
there
I
are a lot
read,
of
but
YouTube. He has a lot of YouTube videos too. It's a little like it's a mix of everything. It's like watch, listen, read, or something like that.
I'm
Is
kidding
the
you.
title of his newsletter. It's incredible. So yeah, we're hosting him in a couple
Interesting.
days. That'll be fun.
Oh,
That'll be
that's
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
No,
And
but
so
first,
ITC Vegas is it's 6 weeks away from right
okay,
now.
let's put on
Yeah.
our series hat now, and let's talk about ITC. So 6 weeks away, we are recording this September 3rd. So it's like so soon, so
Yeah.
close,
It's
so
coming right
close.
up. It's
I
coming right
know,
up. So
I know.
all the planning we spent doing this year, and it's going to be bigger than ever. Um, some really cool new stuff is happening this year. We're actually really busy on Monday. Monday is going to be the show is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
Monday we've got the ITC Vegas golf tournament, which is going to be
Mm-hmm.
awesome. It's our first annual golf tournament. Steve Goldstein, Goldie, is going to be our tournament, our honorary tournament
Yes,
director. So we're excited
he
about
told me
that. So
that. Yeah.
yep. So the LA connection there. All these Southern California folks that golf all year should do very well. We also have a partnership with Wise. I think it's Women in Insurance gosh, I always mess up the acronym. Bear with me one sec, and I'll get that.
Dum, 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 dum,
Oh,
dum,
goodness.
dum,
You're going to have
dum,
to edit
dum.
this out.
Oh, we have time. It's fine.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
It's not that I have a flight to catch. It's fine. No, take your time. It's good.
You got me at the wrong spot.
Always.
Women in Insurance Sharing Empowerment is the acronym for WISE. That's going to happen on Monday, and it's kind of an extension of our bigger outreach to not only agents, right, with ITC agents, ITC brokers, but also obviously, we've had the Women in Insurance Leadership meetup for the past few years as well. So we're really excited to work with Danielle Simic and her group. They're doing a entire day of programming on Monday, which will then lead into our ITC agents on Tuesday.
Yes.
As well as Wednesday, ITC agents and brokers. So there's a lot that we're doing. We brought that in last year. That was a program spearheaded by my colleague, Drake Slaku Lawhead, and really got wonderful reviews. Just having more content and more discussion and more expo dedicated to the agent and broker and the whole distribution space, MGAs, MGUs. We had pockets of it, like we've always done like Capacity Connect and that kind of thing with MGAs. We obviously did a lot with brokers in the past, but really focusing on independent agents has been an incredible piece for us at ITC.
And last year we had you here with Drake, and we talked about it, and kind of started my series of conference panels about the M&A and the company valuation, fundraising for the brokers. And this year, and so I kind of defined last year's ITC. We had a conversation about M&A and valuation and exit strategies, and we were at the agents and brokers town center. I had Michael Ebert from back then it was CFC, but now it's Concordia, and our dear friend Dave from Omers, who is now moved on to FinTech from InsureTech. And we were sitting, I think that we had a little bit over 100 people there in the town center. And from there, we started to talk more and more about agents and brokers. And this year, I need, of course, to do this plugin. We're going to be again, this year we have Keith, and oh my God, I'm completely, wow. This is now embarrassing because I forgot Matt's last name. So Keith from Concordia, head of M&A, and Matthew from MBAC, head of M&A. And we're going to talk about, brokers, MGAs, M&A, consolidation in the industry, what's going on, and that's going to be in the brokers town center or whatever the structure is today. What is the structure this year? Neighborhood.
Yeah, so the neighborhoods, right. So we're doubling down on that neighborhood concept, which we, started to unveil a few years ago with LATAM. So we have a LATAM neighborhood. We've always had like an innovation neighborhood where we have the startups and the kiosks, and we put the innovation demo stage alongside that. So we've had LATAM, the innovation part. Last year we added on life, health, and benefits, or we called it life, health, and annuities last year. This year, life, health, and benefits. We've got a massive neighborhood in that regard. And then we also have a massive distribution neighborhood this year with a stage, just like we did with life, health, and benefits last year. We're having a stage for distribution. So it'll be a mix of agent content, broker content, MGA, MGU content as well. But it really helps to allow our delegates and other attendees to really find their flock. So if you're on the distribution side, you probably want to really concentrate on the content and the stage that's in the distribution neighborhood. We're running, like 14 concurrent stages, basically. So a lot of the content is also happening upstairs, like claims. And, we have also a cyber summit this year as well, which will be Thursday. It's a whole day focused on cyber issues in insurance. But we have a variety of different tracks: innovation, claims, underwriting, et cetera, that are going on. And then we have a few stages down in the expo. Again, distribution, the demo stage for innovation, and the life, health, and benefits stage. So we're really excited about that, because that neighborhood concept really allows people to find each other, find the content, find the exhibitors that are surrounding those neighborhoods, that are integrated in those neighborhoods, and just really, make their whole journey easier. ITC is a massive show. We're going to have like 700, exhibitors.
No kidding. Wow.
700, almost 600 speakers. Again, this year, like I said, we're running a dozen plus stages concurrently. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to discover. There's a lot to learn. Yeah, our app comes out also today. By the time people see this podcast, our app will be out. People are going to be, making meeting requests and coordinating and having conversations leading up to the event and planning time to meet. Once again, we have ITC Vegas week. We obviously put on a lot at ITC, right? Basically from 8 a.m. when breakfast starts to 5 p.m. when the expo hall happy hour, kind of winds down every day. After 5 p.m., there's also a lot going on. And there are something like 50 plus events that are happening again this year around Mandalay Bay that sponsors and other folks are hosting. They're all on our website, vegas.insuretechconnect.com. Yeah. So many of them are on our website. If you're looking for, just look for ITC under things to do, ITC Vegas week, and you can figure out, hey, I'd be interested in going to, such and such happy hour or what have you. And you can just hyperlink right in and put in a request or, get an invitation. So there's an awful lot going on once again this year at ITC.
That's amazing. Now, I always think, what's next? How can you grow more than that? But before you answer it, I need to plug again. Don't forget, since the app is coming up, don't forget to RSVP. I don't know. So for people to show up for my panel, it's not RSVP. It's just mark on your calendar. Thursday, 11 in the morning, 11 or 1. I need to actually check where Drake placed us. What time slot he allocated for us?
Tuesday. You're on Tuesday,
it's
yes.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, yeah, I hope
Thursday,
that people are still going to be there. I know they're
Absolutely,
going to stay for the show. Who's the main show?
Oh, wow. The Goo Goo Dolls are going to be our closing party. They actually just dropped an album in the last couple of days. So the Goo Goo Dolls are going to rock the ITC stage. It's going to be indoors, again, like we did last year with Boys to Men. Super intimate show. You're literally going to be, this close, like, able to touch them. There's no other experience in terms of a concert venue that you're going to be that close to the performers like you are at ITC. It was really cool last year to see Boys to Men like that. We'll also go back before we get to Thursday, closing out the show with the Goo Goo Dolls. We're going to open the show on Wednesday rather. Open the main stage keynote with Jesse Cole. Jesse Cole is the man in the yellow tux. He's the head of the Savannah Bananas, the inventor of Banana Ball. Yeah, I don't know. You see me, I've got a baseball poster in the back there. Jackie Robinson.
We talked about it many times.
Yeah, I'm going to see the Dodgers. Dodgers are coming here to Baltimore, play the Orioles this weekend. I'm going to see Shohei Ohtani on Friday night. So we're really excited about that. Jesse Cole just sold out, Camden Yards a few weeks ago for a couple of nights. He sold out Nationals Park in D.C. Earlier this summer. He's going to Yankee Stadium in just a few weeks. He sold out, I think, two games at Yankee Stadium within 2 hours.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So he has absolutely innovated, one of the oldest games that Americans play in baseball. So he's going to share a little bit about how he's created just an absolutely, obsessed, rabid fan base of people, young and old, men and women, and how to apply that kind of, philosophy and learnings to the customer experience that, we deal with in insurance or in events or whatever industry, obviously mainly insurance and InsureTech, but technology. Um, he's going to apply those learnings to our audience. And then on Thursday, our main stage will also feature Liberty Mutual, their CEO Tim Sweeney. Liberty Mutual is a top Fortune 100 company. Tim Sweeney will be interviewed by our presenting sponsor, McKinsey and Company's Tungi Catlin. So that'll be an amazing fireside chat to have, again, one of the top companies in America, yet alone one of the top insurance companies out there in the world on our main stage. So it's going to be an awesome, awesome experience there as well.
It's a serious conference. It's not, hey, let's show up in this venue, have a pizza, a little bit of cold beer, and talk about how to sell insurance. We're talking about an evolution of a conference that is remarkable.
It's an experience. What we endeavor to do every year is put on, first and foremost, a premium experience, right? Beyond just having a conference. Yes, we've got content, but we think we have the best content out there. Yes, we have an expo hall, but we think we have the most engaging expo hall out there. The buzz is there, right? We've got speakers, sure. We have the best speakers in the insurance industry and even outside of the insurance industry who are coming in.
And that's the main point, right?
Right.
It's not just insurance. It's a little bit more than that. A little bit something that give you, wow, that conversation with the astronaut, that was amazing. Never thought about it. Now a conversation with the baseball player. There are so many other things that, listen, a kind of part of my philosophy is that you need to bring to a specific industry knowledge and experience that comes from a different industry. In the SIMS, you can find the innovation, because there are sometimes things that the mindset in industry X will be tremendous or even minor, but it will have an impact on industry Y. But
absolutely,
that's philosophy. It's too early for that. It's only first
cross training. It's like, if you only do one exercise, you only lift weights, cross pollination, right? You got to run and lift weights and stretch and do yoga and do this and do that. You got to do a little bit of everything.
Keep the body confused. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here today? It's like, okay, no, I need to change to go up for the challenge. New people, I'm sure that this year you're going to have many, many, many new attendees as last year. Last year it was insane. There were a few thousand new attendees, something like that.
Yeah.
The numbers.
Absolutely.
If it's the first time at ITC, or actually fifth time at ITC, what should people expect? How should they prepare? And what should they expect to see there?
That's a great question. So we have, for the last few years, had a first-timers orientation for our new people.
Yeah, I saw
because
that.
There is
with the flag and the sticker.
Right. There are thousands of people that come who are new to ITC every year. Again, as we continue to grow into, kind of more spaces like the agent and broker, the retail sales space. We're seeing a lot more folks from that arena in particular come in. We're seeing more people come in from like the cyberspace this year as well, as we're doing the Cyber Summit. But we do host a webinar. It will be, the exact date and time has not yet been determined. It'll be in usually late September, like a first timers webinar. We will also do a first timers orientation and tour. So we have actually a tour of the expo hall. We'll do a session on Tuesday during the show, also for the first timers to kind of highlight some of the things that they might want to see or might want to take note of, kind of how to use the one-on-one networking space, just how to drum up conversations, that kind of thing, where things are. because again, we take over basically all of Mandalay Bay's conference center, so it's a massive space. So there's a lot to know as to just logistically how to get around. And it's just a safe place to ask questions for those first timers. We've got a lot of students coming. Also, we have a partnership with the Spencer Educational Foundation. They bring a bunch of students in. Obviously, talent is a key piece of the insurance ecosystem right now, and developing talent during this silver tsunami and backfilling that talent into the industry. So, yeah, there's a lot for first timers, and even if this is your 10th time, there we'll also have some ribbons for people to put on their badge. Like if you were at the original, ITC, if you're one of the OGs from the original Las Vegas Convention Center show back in 2016, this
Fuck
is now
yeah.
our 10th event of ITC. Our ninth in person. We obviously did the pandemic virtually, but this is our 10th ITC Vegas, and yeah, there's something new for everyone. Really, there's always something new every year, and it's a joy. It's a labor of love to put on something like this, year after year, and just see the impact that it has on the ecosystem and on the industry. Because again, insurance is a really special thing.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance is it's unique. It touches every single person in some way or another. It undergirds everything that we do in society. As I say, it protects the people, the places, and the things that we love. There's nothing like insurance. And to see the impact that ITC has had on the insurance industry with ITC Vegas, with what we're doing in Europe, with ITC Europe and ITC London, what's happening in Asia with ITC Asia and ITC Japan now, with ITC LATAM, we brought that into the Vegas show through Latin America. We've touched almost every corner of the world with ITC, and we're expecting again, 60 plus countries to be represented at this year's show.
So, folks, if you don't have a ticket yet, check the comments, the links, and reach out to me. I have
Yes, you have a promo code. Yes,
I have a promo code that can for the community.
InsureTech LA 200 to
and
save
that's
yourself
the code. Although
$200.
this year, yeah, this year, one of the guys requested that I will not publish it or anywhere, and just like if people will want a discount, they need to reach me, and then I will tell them. But yeah, you heard it from Bill. He overrides everything. So here's the highest authority. You heard it. I did not print it, typed it, or anything like that. I'm a good citizen of this community. I do my best to follow the rules. Do my best. I fail from time to time, but I try. Anyway, Bill, what else people should know before we are just reaching our end of the show? So what else people should think about? Because we've seen the time of the conference shifting a little bit, right? It used to be Monday, then it shifted to Wednesday. Now, once again, it's refilling itself. I remember when I was working on Bound, I found myself getting to Vegas on a Saturday for pre ITC event. When I was with farmers, I would be there on a Monday or something like that, right? I remember when was that? Oh shit, we're talking about OG and all that stuff. The Mandalay Bay shooting, that was the second ITC.
Right, that was 2017
Yeah,
exactly.
and
We
that
were
was in
at
Caesars.
Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's if you've been to ITC, it's going to be a lot of what you've come to love, plus more. Like I said, like the new innovations, like the cyber piece that we're doing, the community meetup space that we've built up to try to bring people together. Like I'm hosting the Black Leadership Forum. We have a Women's Leadership Forum. We'll probably do something with the LGBTQ plus community as well. The neighborhoods, right? The Life, Health, and Benefits neighborhood, the LATAM neighborhood, the distribution neighborhood, just all the discovery that's going on. Again, we have the top names in technology. We've got the top names, the top vendors and consultants, the top, startups, the top carriers,
Insurance, the top carriers, the top
carriers,
reinsurers.
brokers, reinsurers, every facet of the value chain in insurance really is going to be represented at ITC. And I think we're very unique in that regard to not only have the breadth of the insurance ecosystem, but also the depth of that ecosystem showing up in Vegas to really accelerate change in insurance and to increase adoption. Like everyone's talking about AI and agentic AI and artificial general intelligence eventually, right? But you see MIT is saying, people aren't really picking it up all that fast, or Liberty Mutual just released a report that everyone's really excited about AI, but everyone's still trying to figure out how's it best applied. So you'll hear a
That's the
lot more
key.
about that, right?
How it's
Where are
best
people
applied.
actually seeing the ROI? You're going to have the opportunity, if you're a technical person in particular, to talk to other, hundreds, if not thousands of technical professionals at carriers or reinsurers to figure out how are you best using this technology, right? So, yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to discover. Most important, there are a lot of relationships to be made, to be rekindled at ITC. It's always around homecoming time. It's really like a homecoming. So it's a beautiful time to get back together and see people that you might not have seen for a year or more, people you might have worked with, people you might want to work with, right? People you want to recruit, people that you want to join their teams, perhaps. So, yeah, we're
That
really
actually
excited
gives me
about
an
it.
idea. The same that you had a consultant to join a sorority. Gilad's guide to ITC, how to survive and flourish at ITC, all the ins and outs of the conference. You have the main stage, you have 50 other stages, you have the neighborhoods. However, you have the export, then you have the boardrooms, you have the other shows that are separate but are included. But that's not all. Then you have the after hours, the pre-hours, and then just the side hours. And then there is the fourth season when many other things are actually happening. But for more on that, please reach out to Gilad's guide to ITC and consultancy, blah, blah, blah.
Right?
Man, I love that
No, it's going to
concept.
be a lot of fun.
Consulting
It's going
for
to
a
be a lot of fun.
sororities?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I tell you.
hilarious. Yeah.
I tell you, yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for joining me
No, thank you.
today. As always, it's a pleasure. I'm sure that I'm going to see you in a new double-breasted suit, something that will look very sharp, very smart, and at the same time, very comfortable. And remember, tip number one.
Bring your shoes. Bring your comfortable shoes, people.
shoes. You're going to
You're going to walk 10,000 plus steps a day.
Oh, dude. It really,
bring your
usually
trainers.
I do between 20 to 30.
Yeah, bring your trainers.
And that's, sponsorship by Cole Hand. Why? Because it looks like a dress shoe, but it's very comfortable. Yeah, that's what you need to get. It's like, okay, cool, wonderful.
Thank you, brother.
See you in a month.
Thank you. All right.